Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you for a moment to release your grip on the world as you know it. Let go of the constant need to understand, control, or predict what is coming next. It is this very need that binds you, keeps you tense, and prevents you from experiencing life as it is vibrant, unpredictable, and full of subtle wisdom. We live in a world where we are told to plan, to strive, and to organize every aspect of our existence. It's as though we're trying to arrange the ocean into neat rows of waves. But the ocean doesn't work like that, and neither does life. In our pursuit of control, we forget that there is a vast intelligence at work, far greater than anything we can manage with our limited minds. Life is not an object to be mastered, it is a dance to be embraced. The illusion of control. We all have this innate desire to control our surroundings, our lives, and the outcomes of our actions. We want to believe that by carefully planning, organizing, and dictating every aspect of our world, we can steer it in the direction we desire. But here's the truth: control is often just an illusion. And the moment we accept that fact, we begin to find true freedom. I think about it for a moment. How many times have you tried to control every detail, only to watch it slip through your fingers? How many times have you laid out the perfect plan, only for life to throw a curveball that no amount of planning could have predicted? We live in a world where variables are beyond our control: the weather, other people's actions, chance, and even our own emotions. No matter how tight a grip we try to have, there's always something that escapes our grasp. The more we try to force things, the more we realize that we're chasing something that's not meant to be captured. But there's power in recognizing this. When we let go of the idea that we can control everything, we create room for something much greater to enter our lives: trust. Trust in ourselves, trust in the process, and trust in the wisdom of the universe. Instead of fighting against the flow, we can begin to flow with it. Imagine just for a moment how much lighter life would feel if you stopped trying to control every single outcome and instead allowed yourself to be present in each moment. Instead of running ahead, anxious about what's next, you could be grounded in the now, embracing the uncertainty and finding peace in that space. This doesn't mean we become passive or indifferent. It doesn't mean we stop striving, working hard, or being intentional with our actions. It means we understand that there are things beyond our control, and by accepting this, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and frustration. We stop wasting energy on what we can't change, and instead we focus on what we can: our mindset, our attitudes, our reactions to life's challenges. In fact, it's in the most uncertain moments of our lives where we often discover our greatest strength. When we let go of the illusion of control, we open ourselves up to opportunities we never even imagined. We stop being bound by the need for perfection or certainty, and we begin to see the beauty in the unpredictability of life. There's a saying that goes, "The only thing certain in life is change," and when we embrace that change, instead of fearing it, we begin to grow, to evolve, and to find ourselves in places we never thought we could reach. The moments we thought we couldn't handle, they become the moments where we shine the brightest. The challenges we feared, they become the stepping stones to a stronger, more resilient version of ourselves. We often think we are in control when in reality control is a lie we tell ourselves to feel secure. The beauty of life lies not in our ability to control it, but in our ability to adapt, to flow, and to trust that no matter what happens, we will always find our way. The illusion of control is just that, an illusion. Let go of it, and watch how much more you are able to accomplish when you're no longer fighting against the current, but rather moving with it. So, my friends, stop fighting against the winds of life. Instead, learn how to navigate them. Recognize that the true strength lies not in controlling every aspect of your journey, but in learning how to ride the waves no matter how unpredictable they may be. There's a freedom in letting go, and once you step into that freedom, you'll realize that life, in all its uncertainties, is far more beautiful than any rigid plan you could ever craft. The flow of life. Life is a continuous flow, an ever-moving river that we each must navigate. This flow does not wait for anyone, nor does it offer us a roadmap that is clear and concise. Each of us, whether we recognize it or not, is carried by this current, each day in a new direction, each moment unfolding into something new. But too often we find ourselves fighting against this flow, struggling to swim upstream, to control what is beyond our ability to control. Life's flow is not meant to be forced, nor should it be resisted. It is meant to be experienced, to be embraced, and to be allowed to guide us toward what we are meant to become. The flow of life is a force that has been moving through humanity since the beginning of time. It's present in every moment, shaping the way we think, the choices we make, and the paths we take. But the key to understanding the flow of life is not to seek to dominate it, but to understand how we can move within it, in harmony with its current. When we surrender to the flow, we unlock doors that we could never have opened through sheer force or willpower. Opportunities present themselves when we stop trying to control the direction of the flow and instead trust that it is taking us to where we need to be. Many of us spend a significant portion of our lives resisting the natural ebb and flow of life, often because we fear the unknown, or we desire certainty and control. But life does not work within the limits of certainty. Life works in the unknown, in the mysterious spaces where miracles are born and dreams are realized. When we fight against the flow, we block ourselves from the very experiences that have the potential to transform us. We close ourselves off from the growth that comes from going through difficult challenges, which are often the very things that prepare us for what's ahead. It is in the flow of life that we find our true purpose. Just as a river shapes the landscape through which it travels, we are shaped by the experiences we encounter as we move through life's currents. The people we meet, the challenges we face, the setbacks we overcome, they are all part of the flow that brings us to the next stage of our journey. Every experience, no matter how difficult or unexpected, holds within it the seeds of growth, of learning, and of transformation. These are not obstacles, they are the very forces that propel us forward, refining us and preparing us for what's to come. When we embrace the flow, we stop seeing life as something we need to fight against. We start to see it as something we need to trust. The river doesn't ask the mountain how it should shape the valley. It simply flows, naturally and without hesitation, until it finds its way. And just like that river, we too must trust that we will find our way, even if the path is not clear, even if we do not yet know where it leads. The flow of life is not linear. It is not predictable, and that is its beauty. It takes us places we could never have imagined, introduces us to people who challenge us in the best ways, and gives us experiences that shape us into the people we are destined to become. The flow of life calls us to live in the moment, to be fully present, and to accept that not everything is within our control. And that is okay. In fact, it is more than okay, it is liberating. When we stop fighting the current, we free ourselves to truly live, to experience the fullness of life in all its unpredictability. But to flow with life, we must let go. We must release the need to control and instead trust that every twist and turn in the journey has purpose. Just like the seasons change, so too does life. Sometimes we are in a season of growth, other times a season of rest, and sometimes a season of challenges. But each season, each phase is part of the flow. If we can learn to embrace the changes, we open ourselves to the fullness of what life has to offer. It is important to understand that the flow of life is not always easy. There will be moments when it feels as if we are stuck in turbulent waters, moments where we question the direction we are heading. But these moments, these struggles, are part of the journey. Just as rivers carve through mountains, our struggles carve through our souls, shaping us into something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The flow is not always calm and serene. It can be wild, unpredictable, and even overwhelming at times. But in those moments we must remember that it is through the toughest currents that we build the strength to ride the waves of life with confidence. There is a deep peace in surrendering to the flow, a peace that comes from knowing that life is not something to be conquered, but something to be experienced. When we allow ourselves to be carried by the current, we discover the joy of simply being, of trusting that wherever we are meant to go, we will get there. We stop worrying about what we cannot control and begin to focus on what we can, the present moment, the choices we make, and how we respond to the world around us. This is where true power lies, not in trying to bend life to our will, but in learning how to move with it gracefully and with purpose. So let us not fight the flow of life. Let us not be afraid of its twists and turns, its highs and lows, but instead embrace it. Let us trust in the process, knowing that each step, each moment is a part of our growth. The flow of life is not something to be feared. It is something to be honored, cherished, and allowed to guide us toward the incredible journey that awaits us all. The universe's intelligence. The universe we live in is not random, nor is it a series of disconnected events that just happen by chance. No, the universe is a finely tuned system of intelligence, a grand design that operates beyond the realm of our immediate understanding. And within that vast and incomprehensible intelligence, each one of us plays a crucial part. Imagine that for a moment. You are part of the universe's intelligence, connected to something much bigger than yourself. It's a thought that might seem abstract at first, but as we peel back the layers, you'll come to see that it is both empowering and humbling at the same time. Consider how nature works. The cycles of life unfold with perfect timing: the changing of the seasons, the ebb and flow of tides, the growth of plants, and the movements of celestial bodies. All of these processes are governed by a deep intelligence that transcends human understanding. The patterns we see in nature aren't simply happenstance. They are the work of a force greater than ourselves. And the beauty of this intelligence is that it is consistent, reliable, and, above all, harmonious. It does not rush, it does not falter. It knows exactly when to act, when to pause, and when to allow space for things to unfold. We, too, are a reflection of this intelligence. Our own lives follow rhythms that, while unique to each individual, are connected to this universal order. Each of us is born with a specific purpose, a role to play in the grand symphony of existence. The challenge, however, is to tap into that intelligence, to recognize the signals it sends us, and to trust that we are an integral part of this greater whole. But how do we begin to trust in this intelligence when so much around us seems chaotic, uncertain, and beyond our control? The first step is to recognize that we are never truly alone in this universe. We are part of a vast, interconnected network that spans the farthest reaches of space and time. Just as the stars are part of the larger cosmos, and the oceans are part of the Earth's body, we too are part of this endless, evolving system of intelligence. The challenge is not to fight against it, but to align with it. When we do this, everything begins to flow more smoothly. We stop swimming against the current and start moving with it. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It is always operating with purpose and direction. Think for a moment about how everything in nature is perfectly aligned for the benefit of the whole. A tree doesn't question its place in the forest. It simply grows towards the sun, its roots reaching deep into the soil to anchor itself. It trusts that the water and nutrients it needs will find their way to it, and in turn it gives back to the environment, providing oxygen, shelter, and nourishment for countless forms of life. We, too, can learn from this example. When we trust in the intelligence of the universe, we allow ourselves to grow in ways we never thought possible. We stop questioning whether we are enough or if we belong. We stop wondering if we're worthy of success or happiness. We simply trust that our place in this grand design is valid, and that what we need will be provided when we align ourselves with this greater intelligence. But alignment requires faith. Faith in something that we cannot always see, but can feel deep within us. It's the same feeling you get when you're walking through a dense forest, and you instinctively know where the path lies, even though it's not visible to the naked eye. It's the sensation of knowing that the right door will open at the right time, even if it hasn't opened yet. That's the universe's intelligence at work whispering to us, guiding us, always present, even when we don't fully understand the message. When we begin to trust in the intelligence of the universe, we start to notice things happening for us in ways we could never have imagined. Doors begin to open, opportunities show up, and we find ourselves in the right place at the right time. But this is not just luck. This is the universe working with us, responding to our trust and our belief that everything we need is already on its way. The key is to stop doubting, to stop second-guessing, and to start stepping forward with conviction, knowing that the universe's intelligence has already paved the way for us. Each challenge we face, each obstacle that seems insurmountable, is not a punishment but a lesson and opportunity to tap deeper into this intelligence. Every time we face adversity, we are being called to grow, to evolve, to revolve, to rise to a higher level of understanding. The universe does not throw obstacles in our path to break us, it presents them so we can learn to harness its power and rise above. It's a process of shedding the old and embracing the new, of leaving behind the limitations of our past and stepping into the limitless potential of the future. As we grow, we begin to realize that this intelligence is not something external to us, it is part of us. It is the same force that beats our hearts, that breathes life into us. It is the same intelligence that inspires creativity, that fuels innovation, and that pushes us to be the best versions of ourselves. It's not something to seek outside of ourselves, but something to tap into within. Once we make that connection, everything changes. We stop searching for answers and start recognizing that the answers were always inside us. We simply needed the courage to listen, to trust, and to follow the signs that were always there. In embracing this intelligence, we begin to understand that life is not something to control, but something to flow with. We stop seeing ourselves as separate from the universe, and we start to see ourselves as an integral part of it, a unique expression of the same intelligence that governs everything. As we align with it, we become more attuned to the synchronicities, the patterns, the signs, and the subtle nudges that guide us toward our highest potential. So I ask you today, are you ready to trust in the universe's intelligence? Are you ready to embrace the knowledge that everything you need is already available to you? Are you ready to step into the flow of life, where everything is working in your favor, not against you? Because when you do, you will see that there is nothing in this world that can stop you. You are part of something much greater than yourself, and within that greatness lies your unlimited potential. The importance of patience and faith. In a world that thrives on instant gratification, where we are accustomed to fast results, quick responses, and immediate success, it is easy to forget the power of patience and faith. The two are not just abstract concepts, they are the foundation of success and growth. Patience is often mistaken for passivity, but in truth, it is an active, deliberate choice to trust in the timing of your journey. Faith, similarly, is not a mere belief in what is unseen, but a steadfast trust in the process, even when the road ahead is unclear. Patience allows us to breathe, to step back, and to understand that not everything comes when we want it. It teaches us that growth takes time, and that the most beautiful results are often the slowest to develop. Whether it is in our careers, relationships, or personal development, we often want things to happen now. But in reality, the most profound transformations occur through consistent effort over time. Just like a seed needs time to grow into a tree, your dreams and aspirations need time to manifest. Patience teaches us to respect the process, to endure the challenges, and to trust that every step, no matter how small, is a step forward. Faith, on the other hand, is the quiet assurance that something greater is at work. It is the belief that even when you cannot see the way forward, there is a plan in motion, and that plan is unfolding in its own time. Faith is not simply about waiting, it's about believing in the unseen, the unknown, and the possible. It's about understanding that obstacles are not the end of the road, but rather opportunities for growth. Without faith, patience becomes a burden. But with faith, patience becomes a companion, one that walks beside you as you continue your journey, trusting that all things are rocking together for your good. Too often we give up too soon. We lose patience and abandon our faith when we don't see results right away. But the truth is, many of the world's greatest successes have been born out of persistent effort and unwavering belief. Think about the great leaders, the innovators, the creators. Many of them encountered setbacks, failures, and delays. But they didn't give up. They stayed patient and believed in themselves, in their dreams, and in the process. Their faith sustained them when others would have faltered. They knew that greatness takes time, and they had the patience to see it through. When we embrace patience, we start to understand the value of timing. The greatest blessings come not when we want them, but when we are truly ready for them. Life has a rhythm, a flow, and when we try to rush that rhythm, we disrupt the natural course of things. Trusting the timing of our lives is a powerful act of faith. It's knowing that the right opportunities, the right relationships, and the right circumstances will align when the time is right. You don't have to force things. You don't have to rush ahead of your own growth. Patience allows you to take the necessary steps, one at a time, with the faith that the pieces of the puzzle will fall into place at the perfect moment. This is not to say that waiting passively is the answer. Patience doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you do the work, you stay committed, and you trust the process. Faith is not an excuse for inaction. It is the fuel that propels you to keep going, even when the path seems uncertain. When you combine patience with action and faith with persistence, you begin to move forward with confidence. You are not waiting for things to happen to you. You are working in alignment with the universe, with purpose and intent, knowing that your actions, combined with patience and faith, will lead you exactly where you need to go. The importance of patience and faith lies in the simple truth that all things take time. If you expect immediate results, you will often be disappointed. But if you allow patience to guide you and faith to strengthen you, you will find that even the most difficult challenges become manageable. Patience and faith are the anchors that keep you grounded in the face of adversity. They remind you that no matter how long the road seems, you are never alone, and the journey itself is as valuable as the destination. So when life seems slow, when progress feels like a crawl, remember this: great things are being created in your life, even in the stillness. It's not about waiting for the right moment to come to you. It's about trusting that every moment you are given is the right one to grow, to learn, and to become more of who you were meant to be. Patience and faith are the quiet companions of success. They may not always make noise, but their presence is felt in every step forward, no matter how small. The power of being present. The power of being present is one of the most underestimated forces in our lives. In our world, where distractions abound, where time moves faster than we can keep up, we often find ourselves either regretting the past or worrying about the future. We forget that the most powerful moment in our lives is the one we are living right now. Being present is a choice, an act of discipline, and a mindset that we must consciously embrace if we are to unlock our true potential. Think about the times when you were truly engaged in something, whether it was a conversation with a loved one, a moment of creativity, or even simply enjoying the stillness of nature. In those moments when you were fully immersed in the now, you felt alive, you felt connected, and you felt capable of achieving anything. That is the power of being present. It's not just about being physically there, it's about being mentally and emotionally engaged in the moment, completely shedding the weight of distractions and focusing on what truly matters. We often look for fulfillment outside ourselves, thinking that success, happiness, or inner peace comes from what we achieve, what we own, or where we go. But the truth is that fulfillment comes from within. It comes when we embrace the present moment, when we let go of the need to control everything around us and allow ourselves to fully experience life as it is. When we are present, we are in alignment with the universe, with our own hearts, and with the flow of life. It's as if the world opens up to us and we find clarity, purpose, and joy in everything we do. But being present requires us to break free from the constant noise of our thoughts. Our minds are often caught in a whirlwind of what-ifs and maybes, constantly replaying past mistakes or anticipating future failures. This kind of thinking robs us of the beauty of the present moment. We miss opportunities, we miss the joy of the now, because we're too focused on what might or might not happen. To truly be present, we must learn to silence that internal chatter, to free ourselves from the grip of time, and to focus on what's right in front of us. Imagine the power of your relationships if you were fully present with the people you love. Think about the depth of connection that could be forged if we gave our full attention to the person speaking to us without checking our phones, without thinking about our to-do lists, but simply listening, understanding, and being there. When we're truly present with others, we create bonds that are unbreakable, we build trust, and we create memories that last a lifetime. The power of presence in relationships is transformative, and it can bring healing, understanding, and love into our lives in ways that we never imagined. In the pursuit of success, we often forget that the journey is just as important as the destination. When we focus too much on the end goal, we miss the lessons, the growth, and the experiences that are waiting for us in the present moment. Every step along the way, every challenge, every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to evolve. The power of being present in our journey helps us to embrace the process rather than rushing to the result. It teaches us patience, resilience, and gratitude. It reminds us that success is not just about achieving our goals, but about who we become in the process. Being present also allows us to tap into our creativity. When we are fully engaged in the moment, we open ourselves up to inspiration. Ideas flow effortlessly, solutions present themselves, and we begin to see the world through a lens of possibility. Creativity is not something that can be forced or controlled. It is something that arises naturally when we let go of the need to control the moment and simply allow it to unfold. The more present we are, the more we invite creativity into our lives, and the more we tap into the limitless potential within us. But perhaps the greatest power of being present is the peace it brings. In a world filled with noise, stress, and chaos, being present provides us with a sanctuary, a place of stillness and calm, where we can find clarity and balance. When we are truly present, we are not weighed down by the burdens of the past or the anxieties of the future. We are free. We are at peace with who we are, and we are at peace with the world around us. In this space, we can hear the whispers of our soul guiding us towards our true purpose, towards our highest potential. So I challenge you today, ladies and gentlemen, to embrace the power of being present. Stop letting your life slip through your fingers while you're distracted by everything that doesn't matter. Step into the moment with all of your heart and soul and watch as the world around you transforms. There is power in the present, and it is yours for the taking. All you need to do is show up, be present, and let life unfold. When you do, you will find that everything you need, everything you've been searching for, is already here in the moment, waiting for you to embrace it. Remember this, you are not separate from the universe, you are an integral part of it. You are woven into the very fabric of existence, a thread in the vast tapestry of life. And while the details of your journey may not always make sense in the moment, trust that there is a deeper wisdom at play, one that knows exactly what you need and when you need it. So let go of the illusion of control, surrender to the flow, and embrace the present moment with open arms. For it is here, in the now, that the universe is always meeting you, always guiding you, always offering you exactly what you need to grow, to evolve, and to be at peace. You are not alone in this. The universe is always working with you in ways subtle and profound. Trust it, and know that you are exactly where you need to be. Thank you.